So don't forget, guys, install OneNote the next time. Now, get your CD and put it back in if you unchecked it during the install process, right? And OneNote comes in all the Microsoft packages,
Yes.
right? So from the student package
Absolutely.
all the way up.
Yeah.
I think this is a core product that's very powerful, especially if you start using it while you're still young as a student.
Absolutely.
When you get used to it and it becomes part of your ecosystem, in your IT ecosystem, I think you live a very comfortable life throughout, you know. So now let's move on to one of my favorite and sometimes my worst enemy, Outlook. I battle with it. I have to be honest. I love Outlook and I've been using it ever since and I'm still using it now. But sometimes I do battle with it. So I want to learn a lot of tips on how to be more efficient with it.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about it?
Sure. Let me ask you a question. Who wins the battle, Outlook or you?
It's still an ongoing battle, so there's no winner yet.
Right. So it's a never-ending game.
Mhm.
You have little time.
Mhm.
You have so many mails to handle.
Mhm.
You have so many appointments.
Mhm.
And the best part, or the worst part rather, is we spend so much time handling inbox and meetings
Mhm.
that we lose track of why are we working in the first place.
Yes.
So when people ask me what is the best way to handle mails and calendar, I tell them don't worry about mails, don't worry about calendar. Why? Because let's say you have more mails coming, does it mean you are more successful?
Yes.
Does it mean you are going to grow faster?
Yeah.
If your calendar is full, does it mean your
True.
company is growing better than others?
True. True,
It doesn't
no.
have any correlation. So why are we wasting so much time on it?
Mhm.
So there is a third thing which you can do with Outlook, which has direct correlation with growth.
Mhm.
That is called work. Now
Work.
it may sound funny, but
It does.
what do we do? We do work,
Okay.
and work is never monitored properly.
Mhm. Mhm.
Work should be monitored
Exactly.
first, because if you work well, you grow faster.
Mhm. The funny thing is, I used to think that, knowing everyone's birthdays and putting them in the calendar makes me a more productive person already. But like you said, it doesn't have anything to do with that,
Correct.
And work is the key.
Work is
so
the
tell
key.
us about it.
So the idea is very simple. Work should be the primary thing.
Mhm.
As a part of your work, you communicate with people using mails,
Mhm.
and as a part of it, you meet people.
Mhm.
Now, how do you make it primary? You need a place to manage all your work. First, list it down, then prioritize, and then execute. Those are the steps. So the place where you do it is the task folder.
Task folder.
Task folder.
Yes.
Everyone knows
Yes.
it is there,
Yes.
but nobody touches
It's there
it.
on the side.
It's
Yeah.
just there,
Yeah.
sitting idle, empty.
Yeah.
Nobody has ever used it.
Mhm.
The moment you start using it, you will realize how powerful and how effective your life becomes.
Mhm.
And if everyone in the organization starts using tasks as a primary thing, your execution speed across the organization can dramatically change very quickly. In fact, I have a video to illustrate that.
Okay. Okay. So guys, this time, check this out because it's gonna make your life just so simple with the tasks.
Time management is done using calendars. Communication is done using mails. The question is, how do we get our work done? And the correct answer is using the task folder. You may not be using it every day, but let us see the benefits of using a task folder on a regular basis. There are three types of tasks: your own tasks, tasks or work delegated to you by others, typically using mail, and the third type is work which you want to delegate to your colleagues or subordinates. Managing your own work is simple. Just create a new task, specify the work, the deadline, and save it. All that you need to do is remember to monitor the task folder every day while planning your time. The second situation is you have got a mail from someone, but that mail is an implied task. This is easy to handle. You can convert it to a task. Right drag the mail and drop it on the task icon. Now you will see three options. Choose the Move with Attachment option, and that's it. The mail gets embedded into the newly created task. The subject line gets copied automatically. The original mail is removed from the inbox. Now all that you have to do is put a deadline, and you just converted a mail to a task. The third scenario is you want to delegate work to others. Usually we delegate work to others by using regular mail, but this is not very effective because you have no easy way to monitor the deadlines and delays. There is of course a much better way of delegating work. Create a new task as usual, but this time click the Assign To button. Specify the name of only one person, remember only one person, and then send the task. Now what happens? A copy of that task is added to your task folder so that it's easy for you to monitor the work. The other person receives the task request with an Accept Decline button. When it is accepted, it becomes a task in that person's task folder as well. When that person marks it as complete, either partially or fully, you get a notification automatically. Your task folder is also updated. You can easily find out and classify the work delegated to each person by changing the view to by person responsible. You must clarify with your colleagues and subordinates that task delegation is simply a much more efficient way compared to the traditional method. It does not in any way convey a sense of superiority or subordination. Once everyone starts using it, the execution speed across your team will increase significantly.